Namo Om Vishnu Pada Krishna Presthayo Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunnavadi Paschato Deshatari Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Brinda Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Guru Haribol. 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 Nitai Gaur Haribol. Gaur Pramanandi Hari. Hare Krishna, dear Prabhus and mothers. Kamaniya Prabhu, nice to see you, Mother Sankari Devi. And I see Mother Anuradha Lila Devi, Jacob Prabhu, Priti, Mother Chaitanya Charan Prabhu, Kevin Prabhu, Somen Prabhu, Mother Bhaswati, Namananda Prabhu. I'd like to welcome all of you. Please accept my humble obeisances. Pancha Kalpataru Vesha Kripa Sindhu Bhaivacha. Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Ki Jai. Nice to see you, Ajit Prabhu, after some time. Okay.
Haribol.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So last Wednesday, we discussed about, what did we discuss? The last, I would say, many angle to look at it when someone deviates from spiritual path, or I'm just thinking if there is any other words instead of saying, oh, that person fall down. It's like fall down from where to where and how. It's like you can say temporary on halt or something like that. Because Prabhupada did mention very nicely how to understand that actually there is no such thing for a sincere devotee fall down. Unless somebody intentionally trying to go away by criticizing, then is different. But generally, otherwise, there may be temporary some confusion may be there. So I hope you all have that clear understanding. So today we'll begin from 32. 32 is very important. 33, 34, 3 verses. So let us invoke auspiciousness by offering our homage at the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada and Guru Varga. You can join if you like. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritam Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Sarasatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nastapráyesu Bhadresu Nittam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhakti Bhavati Naistaki Makankarati Vachalam Pangurlangayate Girim Jati Kripatamaham Bande Sri Guru Dinatarinam Sri Chaitanya Isharam Paramananda Madhavam. Why we chant those prayers, I hope you all know. Many times we have discussed that the best thing you can offer, or I would say the most precious thing you can offer, is your heart. And if you know how to detect your heart, you will say, I have too many things not offerable. I don't have to elaborate. Maybe some of you can reflect. We are eternally dependent on Krishna. Whether we understand or not doesn't matter. We are still dependent. But our dependence, not directly under Krishna, as long as you can remember this. Jiva Anisha Rupena. I did discuss about that verse in Bhagavatam. Prabhupada put Jiva, the living entity, always under another energy of Bhagavan. We are marginal. Marginal means you are eternally either under material nature or spiritual nature. You cannot be on your own, period. Now, is that something like less? No, no. It is actually higher value. It is actually Lord Krishna's extreme mercy to us. Maya Devi cannot go to spiritual world today and say, I'm your pure devotee. Yes, she is pure devotee, but she cannot say, I want to be in the spiritual world. She cannot. Darkness and light can never exist, coexist in the same place. I hope it's everybody clear with that. Darkness is darkness, light is light. In absence of light, there is darkness. And when there is a light, you cannot see the darkness. So similarly, all the potencies, unlimited potencies, they have function, they have position, they have nature, three things. But we are very unique, extremely unique. For an example, I give you just to remind, Garuda is eternal associate of the Lord. But there is no evidence or record that Garuda ever carried a Braja Gopi or Srimati Radharani with Krishna on his back. He always carried Vishnu. I never heard, I never found it. Because when one devotee, senior devotee, was saying something, all the big position already taken. Don't be so proud. I don't know, maybe I was selfish in the class. I said, but that's not what is shown. How can you say all the big position is taken? Then what is the value we have? Why did Krishna created us? For nothing? Just to get a little... yes, out of humility, we should... That's the only way we can enter. Because humility is not something you put yourself down. You put yourself in a position where mercy and loving exchange with the Lord is reciprocal. It's flow. Because He's unlimited. For an example, Kaliya. Kaliya is a conditioned soul, just like you and me. When he got purified, Krishna gave him extra blessing. You can read in Bhagavatamrita. Can you imagine? On Kaliya's hood, Kaliya is a one demon, never change his body. All the demon came to Vrindavan, change their body, whoever it is. I mean, I haven't found any exceptional except that. I was doing some research one time on this. But Kaliya never changed his body, purified his body. So purified that that body became a abode of Rasho dance. Can you imagine? The Uddhava is begging for the food dust. Bande Nanda Brajastrinam Pado Renovi Abhikshnasha. Jesham Hari Katod Gitam Punati Bhuvanatrayam. Beautiful verses, all these verses, 17 verses. That Uddhava is praying, I want the food dust of the Brajagopis. Even Brahmaji is praying. And Kaliya is a rascal, you can say. Well, he did a lot of austerity. Maybe you are not aware of it in his previous life. Prabhu's and Mother, I'm not trying to scare you, but you cannot buy this Krishna Prem cheap. You have to pay for it. Let's get a straight answer. You're not going to cheat the system. You cannot. And you cannot beat the system. Neither cheating or beating. That you will get it. No. You have to go in a proper channel. You have to purify your existence. You have to accept subordination and strong desire to serve. These are the requirements. There's no way, cheap way. I mean, in a way, it is very cheap price you're getting it in Kali Yuga just by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. But in reality, we have to still come back where we are originally, or where what potential we have. We have to act on that. So Kalia, just imagine, you can say rascal in a sense that his wife were praying to the Lord. How is this possible? You did not bestow blessing to Lakshmi Devi, who is meditating in Belbon for long time. So Kalia's wives, they were in this Kalia Rod, 8 square mile. We did also research how beautiful he had a Jalastamba Bidda, a mystic, powerful Bidda he had, that 8 mile down, bottom, he had a palace and he would have these thousands of his family would live in Vrindavan, but nobody could enter there, even demigod. They were scared of him. What kind of... And even when Krishna came to deliver him, he was trying to bite Krishna and hurt Krishna. They are witnessed by Kalia's wife. They say, how is possible? He's so demoniac. But you are forcing to give him mercy, your lotus feet on his hood. So this is the beauty. The Krishna is so merciful that Kalia's hood became a Rasha Mancha, a stage where the gopis, Radharani, can you imagine Radharani and Krishna were dancing on his hood. He's so happy. Did Goruro get it as a Nitya Siddha? No. So tell me. Now, I'm not putting down Nitya Siddhas less than us. I hope nobody misunderstand me. What my point is that we should never underestimate Krishna's mercy. He's giving us this. Because this verse, text 32, some people may misinterpret. So let's begin with that. And in bhakti school, nobody is less. Do not ever think. And there is no such thing called you're done, fixed. No, it's eternal dynamic. It still can go on forever. Okay, with that note, let us begin text 32. Ajit Prabhu, I would like you to read, because after a long time you have come.
Yes, I'll be glad to. Thank you so much.
Yes, Prabhu. So this is the 9th chapter, text 32. I'm not going to go overview what we did, because last week we did whole time gone. It's beautiful. But now we are going to start right to that 32.
932.
Mm.
Okay. Mam hi partha vyapashrita ye api swa papa yonaya striyo vaishvya tatha sudra te api yanti param gatim. Synonyms: Mam, of me; he, certainly; Partha, O son of Partha; Vyapasrita, particularly taking shelter; Ye, those who; Api, also; Sve, Soya, are; Papa Yonaya, born of a lower family; Kshatriya, woman; Vaishya, mercantile people; Tatha, also; Sudra, lower class men; Te api, even they; Yanti, go; Param, to the supreme; Gatim, destination. Translation: O son of Partha, Those who take shelter in me, though they be of lower birth, women, Vaishyas, merchants, and Sudras workers, can attain the supreme destination. Purport: it is clearly declared here by the Supreme Lord that in devotional service there is no distinction between the lower and higher classes of people. In the material conception of life, there are such divisions, but for the person engaged in transcendental devotional service to the Lord, there are not. Everyone is eligible for the supreme destination. In the Srimad Bhagavatam 2.4.18, it is stated that even the lowest, who are called kandelas, dog eaters, can be purified by association with a pure devotee. Therefore, devotional service and the guidance of a pure devotee are too strong that there is no discrimination between the lower and higher classes of men. Anyone can take to it. The most simple man, taking shelter of the pure devotee, can be purified by proper guidance. According to the different modes of material nature, men are classified in the mode of goodness, brahmanas, the mode of passion, kshatriyas or administrators, the mixed modes of passion, ignorance, vaishyas or merchants, and the mode of ignorance, sudras or workers. Those lower than them are called kandalas, and they are born in sinful families. Generally,
Chandal.
this is
Chandal.
Kandal, okay.
No, Chandal. You know,
Chandal,
Chandal. In India, they say Chandal. No?
okay, okay. Those lower than them are called Chandal, and they are born in sinful families. Generally, the association of those born in sinful families is not accepted by the higher classes. But the process of devotional service is so strong that the pure devotee of the Supreme Lord can enable people of all the lower classes to attain the highest perfection of life. This is possible only when one takes shelter of Krishna. As indicated here by the word Vyapashrityatya, one has to take shelter completely of Krishna. Then one can become much greater than great jnanis and yogis. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. So this is one verse in the whole chapter, sometime misunderstood, even by myself. So I was doing some research to understand myself. Now, we all should have a clear understanding that whatever Krishna says, there is nothing, absolutely nothing wrong. Krishna never do mistake. We have 4 defects. Krishna does not. Neither pure Mahabhagavat, eternal associate, they do not. We may not understand everything Krishna says as he expressed, but we have to understand from our level also where we can understand. So we are going to discuss this little more. I would like to offer my Puspanjali to Srila Prabhupada. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Simate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namini Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Prachari Nirvishesha Shunnavate Paschata Deshata Vanchakalpataru Veschikipa Sindhave Vachapatita Pavane Vaishnave Bhona Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So translation, O son of Pritha, those who take shelter in me, though they be of lower birth, women, Vaishyas, merchants, Sudras, worker or labor, can attain the supreme destination. So Krishna says, Mamhi Partha, those who take shelter of me, that's the point. Who took shelter? Vyapasrita. Asrita means shelter. So those who take shelter of me, if you look at the word-to-word meaning, then it makes it more clear. Jeopi shua papa jonaya. Did not say they are papa joni. I hope it's very clear. If you are technical, it better be little technical because you may face somebody someday challenge you with this. Krishna did not say they are papa joni. He says even if someone has a sinful birth, so it's a separate category. Not that previous one are this category. Striya, Vaishya, Tatha, Sudra. Example, women, mercantile community, Vaishya community, general laborers, Sudras. Teapi janti param gati. Even they can attain supreme destination. That's the question. Actually, this verse is demonstrating Lord's mercy, but for many people, this verse demonstrates how Bhagavad Gita is a discriminatory. It considers women and lower class to be sinful. Actually, we have to understand things from a proper cultural context. This has to be understood. Ultimately, any soul who gets human body is extremely fortunate. 11.5.36 Kali Sabha Jayantiya Arja Gunagga Sarabhagina Jatra Sankitena Iva Sarvasartha to Vilabbate. Even demigod, they wishing, they're praying to the Lord to come as a human being in this planet. Why? Because they're not interested to come as a human being. Demigod is much superior. But they're interested to come as a human being because as a human being, what you can achieve, nobody in the entire creation can achieve. What is it? That you can awaken pure love for the Lord. First time in this day of creation is given. This is extremely rare opportunity. So seeing that greediness, demigod also prays to take birth as a human being. And it's sad, isn't it? Like some human being don't even know the value of it. They're just passing like another day or another guy or another animal life or something like that. They're so busy with this material enjoyment. It's sad. Of course, we should blame ourselves also. We need to preach more. So ultimately, any soul who gets human body is extremely fortunate because you can make your spiritual perfection. So within human form, also based on suitability of practice of spirituality, there are gradations. This is based on quality and not by birth. I'm making it very clear, not by birth. Can you show me one great personality in our disciplic succession that was born as a Mahabhagavat in the maternity house? No. Nobody is pure devotee at the maternity house. We see their pure devotee quality by the choice they make in their life. We all have that choice. Whether we are aware, we are taking advantage of it or not, that's difference. But we all have that choice. Brahmanas are ready to live life which are more focused on Brahman, spiritual, which is involving, you can say, sama, dhamma, tapa, saucham, simplicity, austerity, spirituality, purity, maturity, in terms of sense control, sama, dhamma, tapa, saucham, proper behavior and balance. These attributes are more suitable for spiritual realization. On the other hand, Those who are not ready to regulate themselves, much they are considered labor class. One of the way I think, uh, who is Brahmana? Why Krishna says, I protect the Brahmana? He said, Namo Brahmana Devaya, go Brahmana Hitaya. He said to the cow and the Brahmana, Krishna did say. So it is a very special Brahmana. But why? Why Brahmanas are special? You know why? One of the main reason is they listen what God has to say. So if somebody has a last name Brahmana, but they're not interested in what Krishna says, or what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita or something, they are not Brahmana. And who is Sudra? Why they are low class? Sudra means who is not interested to hear what God says. And all the people are in between. We are just reading day before yesterday. Yeah, day before yesterday. That two types of people are happy in this world. And majorities are in between these two types. They are the sufferer. They suffer the most. One is lowest of the fools, Prabhupada consider them. Like many people, you'll see human body, but they're not interested. They just live like who cares? Like animal life. They eat whatever they like. They don't care of practicing spirituality. And they literally feel like they don't need. Death is coming, it doesn't bother them. I saw in Calcutta, Kalighat, in case if you ever go there. I don't know if they still do it, but I hope they stopped it. But when I was a little boy, I used to go there with my auntie sometime here, there, and they have a lineup of goats, ready to be sacrificed. I saw with my own eye as a little boy. I still remember. But of course, I didn't think that way. But recently, last decades back, I was reflecting. Every goat comes in a machete setup place where their neck is strapped with a little rod and they will be sacrificed. And the next goat is 3 feet from there, or maybe 3.5 feet, not too far. And the Brahmanas, they give the green grass to the goat. And goat goes, bah, very happy. And then within a minute, they see the goat in front got chopped. And the goat blood is like, syringe of blood is like coming out like everywhere. The dead body is still kicking, the air has to be released. The goat is kicking, is dead. But the next goat, 3.5 feet far, he's enjoying his grass. How is possible? Could I do this? Probably not. I'm sure, not probably, definitely not. Seeing that I'll be the next person to be chopped, why they do not? Are they blind? No, they have eyes. You think it's a level of consciousness that it does not bother them. They see the other goat is just got killed, and that goat is kicking the leg. And I don't know if anybody ever saw how they butcher the animal, and they kick, but doesn't bother to the other goat. You don't see the other goat is trying to escape from them. He's not trying even. He's going to be chopped next, but it doesn't bother them. There are some human beings in this planet right now. It doesn't bother them. They have a disease, they fight against it, they're going to die, but they're still not interested to become God conscious. Because the level of consciousness is so low. So low. When somebody prays as a monk, this is in Madhya Lila chapter 8. I believe 238, 239. Yeah, it says, Thabar Deho, no. Karmi Geni Kaha Duhar Gati, Sthabar Deho Jangam Deho Jaiche Abastiti. So Ramananda Rai and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's discussion, that Ramananda Rai asked, sorry, Mahaprabhu asked, the Gyanis, Karmis, they are where they are going. Ramananda Rai says, Karmis are going to heaven and Gyanis are going to Sthabar Deho. Sthabar Deho means they think they are going to go to a non-existence, but it is not, there is no such thing called non-existence. You know, existence means exist. How do you say non-existence? You cannot even say the word if something don't exist. So they get to a bari like Mother Ahalla, who was in a rock bari. She expressed what was her feeling inside the rock bari, what she went. I'm glad, you know, some acharya collected those information. Like you see a tree in front of your house or your backyard, you have no idea. The tree is not talking to you. So you think like, just a tree. But that tree also has the 6 changes, isn't it? It's a little plant. So Krishna says 6 growth is there, means the soul is there. Tree body is little better than the rock body, but both are where level of consciousness is very much covered. Very much covered. Our prime duty as a human being, we should see that we have access to Mukulita stage. There is a 5 layer of conscious evolution. One is Avarita, covered consciousness, where the rocks and the trees are. And unfortunately, some human also behave like that. They don't care anything. Disease has come. Would you like to chant and be serious in spiritual life? No, I need to take care of my health. Ari Baba, you take care of your health or not take care of your health, it's already predestined. That they cannot understand. It requires some intelligence. So this is covered consciousness. Above is animal consciousness called Sankuchita. Sankuchita means contracting. Like you'll see animal, if I show a stick I did to a dog, the dog gets scared or the cat. So they have some sense of fear, some sense of need, supply. If there's a heavy rain, they go under tree. So they are higher than the trees and rocks. But one of the biggest religion in this world, they promote this to become a rock and tree, not knowing that that's where they're going. They want to merge. They want to go to a non-existential bodhisattva. It's called nirvana. Nobody knows. It was very interesting. I asked this Richard from Canada, I said, is this the highest happiness? He said, yes, it can be. I said, no, you cannot say like that. He said, why not? I said, because if you don't exist, who is experiencing? It is higher or not lower. And he was looking at my eyes. He said, you are challenging me. I said, no, I'm stating your fact. If you believe ultimately you don't want to exist, then who is going to experience that it is higher or lower? It's like a fool's paradise. You know? Some idea is there, but you have no access. So yes, Krishna is kind. Krishna covered their consciousness. They do not have, you know, you can be in a rock body in Atlantic Ocean for billion years. Even the universe get annihilated, so what? You want to be like that, you are like that. Soul is never lost, destroyed, but they want to be there. Krishna does not intervene your free will because you are forcing like that. But still, you will be disturbed because you are dynamic, soul is dynamic. So someday they will have to come back. They will feel disturbed. Okay, sorry, I went off. So then that's called covered consciousness. Above is contracting consciousness. Above is budding consciousness. Budding consciousness where we come, human being. It's not a question of lady, labor, brahmana, mercantile. There is all the human has a access of budding consciousness. Budding consciousness means you can blossom or you can stale and go back lower. Other don't have that choice. Only we have that choice. Amongst all the species, we are the only one who have a choice. Because others are like in a track, automatically they go because they are into that, like a merry-go-round, like, or in a, what they call in Disney, they have like big wheel goes. Once you are on motion, until it stops, you have no access. Whether you like or not, you have to go through. So most of the living being in this creation are forced to go through like this. Now, devotees are very merciful. The most merciful people are Hare Krishna people in this world. For an example, if you offer a flower buying from the shop to your deity, person who planted, person who got the seed, sold the seed to a farmer, the farmer who sowed the seed, what are the sprout, make the plant grow, the labor who cut the or plucked the flower, package it, truck driver taking to the grocery store or bonds, publics like this, and the manager keeping track, the cash register. You know how many people? So many people. 8, 10, 9, 10, 12, 20, could be so many people. When you offer that flower to Krishna, all of them got agyata sukriti. Means they have no awareness of this, but they got some unknown piety that will push them to come to Krishna consciousness someday. So without devotee, there's nobody really benefiting this world. Everybody is taking the whole world to hell. Devotees are the most merciful. They some or other engage. Even you going on a Harinam, you go to gas station, you buy gas, the person who gave took the money, the person who owns the gas station, they all get a little piety, little agyata sukriti. Tell me, any other way anybody benefiting? Only devotees are benefiting. So devotees are the most glorious, whether they know it or not. People, of course, people don't know. But still, Krishna never forgets this. So that's called Mukulito. Mukulito are 5 types. Atheist, immoralist. There are a lot of people like this. They don't want to believe anything and they don't care for any code. They will do whatever they want to do. Oh, there are many people like that. Many. You're talking about millions. You go on a Facebook, someone was showing me the atheist one Facebook. My God, the guy writes it. I don't believe anything. Whoever believes it, they are like a really need to be treated criminal. It's like he was. I said, how Krishna feels in his heart. It's so painful, so painful. It's so far away. But there are people like this, and he influenced. He has a over 2 million people watches everything he writes. Because he's a big scientist. Okay, good. Let's go back to other side. So that's called one group. Above them, there are moral atheists. Moral atheist means they will say, no, nobody should steal, nobody should lie. They have like a code. Yeah, no, we have to. They're not talking about God, but they value the moral. No, you must follow DMB law when you drive because it will, you can live happy or some protection, like there should not be problem. If there's a violence, there should be prison house like this. They are atheists, but they are moralist. This is how Bhaktivinoda Thakur explained. And there are a lot of people to that. In America, there's probably big amount in the world, all over the world, even in India. Above them are the moral theists. They believe in God, but they have no idea, clear-cut conception. There is called Ekashwarbad, Nirishwarbad, Bahuishwarbad, pantheism, polytheism, monism, monotheism, polymorphic monotheism. My God. How many groups? Yeah, they are there. They are there amongst us. They all look like a human being, but they are by their level of consciousness. So then above them are the Hare Krishnas. And above the Hare Krishnas, those who are pure devotee. Amongst the Hare Krishna, those who are becoming pure. And I hope you all are becoming into that category. So then Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that human birth is in the middle. Athato Brahma Jigyasa. If they do not ask, they go back. Now let's go back to this verse. So within Varnashram, higher caste are considered more qualified for spiritual advancement than lower caste, which is by quality and not by birth. First of all, Prabhus and mothers, amongst the all human beings, those who actually follow Varnashram, they are higher than those who don't follow Varnashram. And those who follow Varnashram, Brahmanas are the best. On the sannyasi is the top of the whole Varnashram, but amongst Varna Brahmanas. Among Brahmana, those who study scriptures, try to understand that, they are better. There are a lot of Brahmana I saw. I mean, I didn't see everybody, but few I saw even in my village when I grow up. They never study. They just learn those mantra and the rituals, and they come to your house and they do puja and they get some donation and then they go smoke biri. I saw it every time. I mean, I'm not putting him down, but it was horrible. I had no idea either. I thought that was everything. That's it. He comes, and I remember my father, because we are not from Brahman family, so my father has to buy some biri for him too, for the Brahmana to get them. Biri means is a tobacco. I don't know. Some of you may know. It's like a cigar. So anyway, so then I never saw him talk about philosophy or anything, but they are very good in the rituals. If you look at 4.34, we are already chapter 9. If anybody has 4.33, we think 4.34 is the most important verse. Actually, 4.33 is also as important as, actually more important than 4.34. Even though you will see Acharya gives commentary on 4.34. That Vidhi Pranip, everybody even knows by heart that month. Oh yeah, we know that verse. But what about the verse before? Because verse before is actually promoting this verse. So if we don't spend that verse before that, then we'll be missing. Because Krishna is concluding his explanation of sacrifice. And then Krishna highlight what is the value of understanding? What is the value of listening this Bhagavad Gita right now? If I ask you, you think, you know how many people are really interested on the rituals? The majority. When there's a festivals, big fire sacrifice, big dancing, this, that, they're more into rituals than understanding the philosophy. But if you look at that verse, if anybody has, you can read it. You can see that it has to culminate. It has to culminate. All the rituals has to culminate with understanding, knowledge. Anyone has the translation? Please read it.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Text 433. O chastiser of the enemy, the sacrifice performed in knowledge is better than the mere sacrifice of material possessions. After all, O son of Pritha, all sacrifices of work culminate in transcendental knowledge.
There you go. So I may go to temple. It's not that anything wrong. I may go there, pay obeisances. I do all the rituals. Those are all good. But consciousness behind all the ritual is more important than the rituals. Who I am paying obeisances, why I am paying obeisances, what is the purpose I'm doing this. That's understanding is more important. Because ultimately, your consciousness will take you higher destination, not how many times I bow down. What level of purity, what level of higher consciousness I have. This is very important. So on this verse, same thing, we don't focus on so much of women, labor class, or this class or that class. Why I brought this? Because in Varnashram, the Brahmana are the highest, but amongst Brahmana, those who study, they are the highest or higher. Among those who study, understood the essence of Veda, are higher. Among those who understood the Veda, this is Kopil Dev's, I'm just paraphrasing what I remember many years back, I read so nicely. Then Kopil Dev says that amongst them who understood and prepared to surrender are higher than all other Brahmanas. And one who surrendered and served the Lord are the highest. Who are they? Devotees, Hare Krishna devotees. So that's why the devotees are the best. And we should try to advance further and bring as many souls as soon possible and give them that opportunity. Okay. Kamaniya Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Babaji, my humble obeisances to Ekla Lotus Feet and Koti Koti Dandvat Pranam to all the Vaishnavas gathered here. Very thought-provoking, Prabhuji, when you mentioned about your experience about that God. So I was thinking that, Prabhuji, how we can increase the intensity of being more conscious, or maybe say more strong desire to serve to the Supreme Personality of God, and how we can have that increase that intensity. Is that artificial, or is it something we can do more that way? That intensity, grows. I would say maybe gradually or maybe exponentially or whatever. So how to increase that intensity basically?
If you have a really eagerness and if you associate with those who are actually in a high level of consciousness, by pleasing those sadhus, definitely you'll get. That's the easiest way. But there is a process and the price you have to pay. Price is not material money. It is that ultimately dependence and service attitude is not easy for conditioned soul. I mean, if you go honestly to yourself before you came to Krishna consciousness, if somebody say, I want to make you slave, will you agree? You'll say, I am slave of none. I know what to do for myself. We do have this kind of mentality. I don't have to, work for somebody. I don't have to be servant to someone. What is good for me, I can figure it out. These things are called separate interest is there. It's not going to go away. So when we associate with higher devotee means we actually serve them and follow what they want me to follow. Then by their grace, yes, by the power of service, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, that's why I said we don't become devotee on our own. We become devotee under another pure devotee. We never serve on our own. We serve according to devotional scriptures. Rupa Goswami Pad says, chant this way. Atha Sri Krishna Namadi na bhavet grajyam Indye seva unmukhi jibbado. I want to serve holy name. My Lord, I'm so sorry. Long time I haven't served you. Please allow me to serve. Please allow me. This begging, praying, Rupa Goswami Pad says. So we serve not on our own. We always should think, not that, okay, I'm going to go to temple and pay obeisances. Why not we think why we pay obeisances? Oh, it is recommended by Rupa Goswami Pad in 64 article. If you look at the 64, first three is the most important. Ado Guru Padasraya. These are very important. And then one of them also, you go to temple, pay obeisances, then you are following somebody, following that scriptures. Your purification will become double, triple, or million times more than if you go on your own. It is not the activities, it is the intention, consciousness behind the activity. So like that. So association of the devotees are most important.
But Prabhu, association of such exalted devotees on, especially material person like me, it is not very regular, I would say, right? So, yeah, as you said in another aspect that we can beg to Krishna that you allow me to serve. Is that a proper way being still into the material body and the material world, so that maybe eventually at some point of time we will get probably regular association of the devotee and themselves. So is this the starting process that to beg to Krishna?
Yes.
Is
Yes.
that the right approach to do it?
Yes. Yes. You already started. Look at, you are asking a question because you are serious. Question means where your level of consciousness you want to advance. Just by asking that question, we already can see you want to advance. Then the medicine will come. If you look at that verse, Brahmanda Brahmite Kono Bhagavan Ji Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. It is not the Guru's mercy. It is Krishna's mercy we get Guru. He will send. He is in our heart. So more sincerely, actually, I'm praying to serve him. He will arrange. He will send a great devotee in your life to guide you further.
Please bless me, Prabhu, and pray for me. Thank you so much for the
I'll
wonderful.
definitely pray for you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, this verse has many points, but we'll discuss next week because I'm looking at the time. It's also like very quickly going. We have to also think many angle to look at it. Prahlad Maharaj also said how to see this verse. I would say maybe in a simple way to say, in a 3 level, we can discuss how this verse comparing women and Vaishyas and Sudras, not derogatory, like insulting way, but actually it is a unique way Krishna explaining. So that we'll discuss next week. We'll go to straight to discuss these 3 points. Very nicely, I found our acharyas are giving explanation on this. Okay. Jiva Goswami Pad also talked about this verse, that Prahlad Maharaj is a great example of this verse. If you look at this verse and you think of Prahlad Maharaj, was Prahlad Maharaj Brahmana? He's a demon's son. And his guru, they are like, what kind of Brahmana? Shanda and Amarka, Sukracharya. It's very interesting. We have to be very careful. Because Bhamandev, I was thinking, Sukracharya knows what is the highest truth. But he gave a warning to Bali Maharaj, don't surrender to Vishnu, you lose everything. What kind of discussion is that? Is that a Brahmana discussion? He knows. Did he say lie? Did he lie? No, he did not lie. He said, if you give him, he will take everything away from you. And Bali Maharaj lost everything. Bhamandev did take what Sukracharya said is also true. But then Krishna is not a taker. He is also giver more than taker. He gave himself to Bali Maharaj as a guard. This is wonderful. So Jiva Goswami talks about this verse about Prahlad Maharaj, how he can be seen through this verse. So we'll discuss that next week. Thank you. Any key point anybody else wants to share or anything? Otherwise, we're looking forward to see you next Wednesday. Yes, Mother Sankari Devi.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept my most respectful obeisances at your lotus feet. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. My Dandavat pranams to all the Vaishnavas. Prabhu, again, it's the point that we've been discussing. We discussed in our last few classes also when you were doing Bhagavad Gita with us that we should not judge anybody. We should not really just by the outers or the externals. We should not be very hasty in making conclusions on people. The very famous line that you gave us, that let us not reduce people according to our own opinions. Let us not reduce them to our opinions. So I guess that theme keeps coming up. I think when you were talking about, all these different yonis that Krishna is talking about, it's very important to understand that it's not in a derogatory context. The way, it appears to be like that. And that's why we need guidance to understand Shastras, and then Shastras continuously tell us that keep in mind what people can have different backgrounds, they can have different, their intentions are something that are not very open to us. So let's not be hasty in judging people. So Prabhu, I think that's one point that keeps coming up.
Very nice. Thank you. Okay, we'll see you all again next Wednesday. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Panchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyo Bhakti-yoga Namo Srila Prabhupada ki